Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, for this episode of Bullet Points on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, we are going to talk about something that I find really fascinating. Now, we talk very high level about the top level of gun controllers, but we don't talk about the everyday run-of-the-mill people who believe in gun control, or, as they say, common sense gun reform. The letter that I'm about to show you comes from a New York newspaper, from a New York resident, but they're talking about gun laws in Ohio, specifically the constitutional carry. Now, the reason that we're going to talk about this, and it's linked in the descriptions for you to read the entire thing, is I want to show you where the everyday run-of-the-mill gun control perspective is, not the top level, but everyday, because the manipulation, the gaslighting, and the lies that they've been fed and fully believe are apparent in this letter and article. Like I said, it's linked in the description box below if you want to check it out, but let's dive in. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, because this does show a window into their perception. Letter. Ohio governor makes wrong decision to sign gun bill. Again, this is an individual that lives in New York writing to a New York newspaper, specifically in Buffalo. This isn't even close to Ohio, but that doesn't stop them. Check this out. Republican Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed into law Senate Bill 215 that permits anyone in Ohio 21 or older to carry a concealed gun. In the past, Ohio law required 8 hours of training, a license, and a background check for concealed carry. Imagine that. Okay, so we're right out the gate, we're starting with arrogance and condescension. Okay, fine. It's not every single individual 21 and above. There are extenuating circumstances where you do not fall into this, like if you're a violent felon or something of that nature, but they don't hit on that. They want the dramatic impact. Let's keep going, because the gaslighting is strong in this one. The bill passed with only Republican votes. You know, Republicans, the Right to Life Party. I'm going to stop right there. In one scenario, of course, they're referring to abortion. In one scenario, you are killing a baby that is in a womb that is defenseless. In another scenario, you are talking about someone carrying a gun for their self-defense should they need it. Dramatically different. So let's drop the right to life bull, because that's not exactly what we're talking about here, but it's a nice conflation. Anyway, so instead of tightening gun laws to better stop paranoid idiots who mass kill a minuscule minority of Ohioans, he chose to arm as many Ohioans, some of which would never qualify for a gun due to background checking, training, and licensing fees. So in this last part, this is really important, because they openly admit that the training, that if they can't do it, they can't get the gun, that's discriminatory, and the licensing fees. If you can't afford it, you can't defend yourself. Openly. Okay? Now the other part here is due to background checking. There's a background check every time you buy a gun. What are you talking about? Because that continues here. The lies continue. This is really important that you see where their everyday mindset is. That old sawbone that a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun has never quite borne out. 60,000 to 2.5 million defensive uses in last year, according to the CDC. So yeah, you may not hear about them, but that doesn't mean they don't exist, because the point is you don't hear about them. That's the entire point. By eliminating background checks that may have stopped the next mass killer, you aren't eliminating background checks, that is a lie, DeWine flung open the door to an untold number of paranoid individuals to legally obtain their weapon of choice to use at the time of their choice, unimpeded by pesky gun laws. Picture the Joker smiling at a gun store. Sure, absolute madness. What are you talking about? If you buy a gun in a gun store, you are getting federally background checked through the NICS system. 100%. Where do you think the whole lie about the Charleston loophole comes from? It's because the background checks that are demanded on every single gun. Talk about a gun show, which we're going to in a second. You're still getting background checked. If an illegal organization or an FFL holder is selling you a gun, you're getting background checked. We have these things called cell phones. You're still doing it, because if you don't, that FFL dealer is going to prison. This whole perpetuated lie about background checks not being effective when you're buying a gun is just that. It's a lie. They're talking about background checks for carry a gun. Why do you need to do that? If you've already passed the background check to buy the gun, why would you need one to carry it? It makes no sense on its face. That doesn't stop them, because these are bullet points that they know invoke an emotional reaction, even though they're lies. Now, this last part is my favorite part, where they completely dispel any benefit of gun control, because they say this out loud. Check this out. Anyone hell-bent on executing a mass shooting, whether they obtain the gun legally or through such things as unregulated gun shows, will find a way to acquire one. Whoa. Did you just say gun laws don't work? Anyone hell-bent on executing a mass shooting, whether they obtain the gun legally or through such things as unregulated gun shows, etc., will find a way to acquire one. So are you saying that all the ghost gun legislation, that's all the craze on the gun control states right now, isn't going to work because they're going to be hell-bent to find one? That's what we've been saying for years. Welcome to the party. Laws do not work. You cannot legislate morality. It's not possible. What you can do is take the preventive action and carry a gun yourself and take the responsibility yourself to prevent these people from doing what they're doing. So that old sawbone actually does bear out in reality. You just admitted it yourself. Anyway, I continue. To potentially arm a majority of over 21 population by removing pertinent gun safety laws shows a complete lack of understanding of human nature, statistics, and ever-present preponderance of mental imbalance. Imagine, well, I'm not going to read that part. The entire article here is completely false. This is someone in New York who does not live in Ohio, has no clue what they're talking about, but they are parroting all of the points they've been lied to through the mainstream media and through gun controllers over the years. The reason that I bring this to you today is it's important to understand where the everyday gun control advocate is, because these things are not based in reality. They're based in bullet points. They're based in gaslighting that they have been lied to and they fully believe. That's why I wanted to show you this article. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.